I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, this is directed towards a friend of mine. You know, I felt like that this is somebody that I have 100% of my support in. With whatever they want to do. Like, it doesn't matter if it's content creating or if it's anything else in this world. But no, there's somebody that has shown nothing but the most amount of support towards me, and I'm like, I got to do it back, you know. And yeah, so this is like a shout out / giving out advice. If I could think of some more things to call this episode, I'll say it at some point. But no, like, this is somebody that I want them to know, like, it doesn't matter what battles you are going to go through in life or in content, because they have been talking about wanting to be a content creator. And so it's something where I'm like, look, with whatever battle that you know might potentially go through, because content creating, you don't really know what's gonna happen with content creating. So, but no, like, if it don't matter how big the battle is. I don't care if my channel is forever like ruined from just haters being haters. She is somebody where I'm like, I got your back 100%, you know, like, unless, you know, you go out and say or do something crazy, like, then I'm like, okay, you know, that's when the advice, like, you know, just me trying to be a good friend and stuff, you know, that's when that would come into play. But no, like, if it's on some dumb stuff, like something that I went through, that I'm like, oh no, 100% I got your back. I'm like, that's something where I'm like, look, it's going to be the end of our careers before I just allow somebody to just walk all over you with content creating. No, that ain't gonna happen. I'm like, that's somewhere I will solely just have it where my content is based off of defending her. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not gonna allow a friend to go out like that. So, but no, the friend that I'm gonna be talking about is actually the friend that gave me the idea of creating a podcast in the first place. And I felt like I was gonna do so the funny thing is that I did do a video where it was like, so what this podcast episode is going to be, that's what the video was going to be. But I got so carried away, and yeah, so it was just, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna let that video be its video, but I am going to do a podcast episode for her. And yeah, you know, just overall let her know that it, you know, the thing is, I guess, like, you know, with content creating, yeah, there's a lot of like judging people out there. You know, like, that's something where I've firsthand got to see it in stuff where it's like you just overall show your face, and then you just got people out there wanting to be mad disrespectful. And, you know, with this friend, I'm like, that's something where, you know, like, I'm not trying to see, here's the thing. It's like, I'm trying to do this podcast episode without sounding weird. So let's just say for this episode's sake, but what I am saying, I truly do mean that and stuff. But for this episode's sake, like, let's just have it where stuff is not weird. All right. So for this episode, like, in any other situation, like, you just randomly chilling and I just come out and say, I mean, you know, you never really know. It's like they, you know, it could just be one of those like things that uplift a person. But I don't know. Like, I got like this thing about me where it's like, if I say some stuff, I automatically assume that person thinks I'm weird. And I don't want that, you know? So, but anyways, for this episode's sake, but no, with this friend, it's like, you are seriously, like, in and out. Like, you are a beautiful person. Like, there should be nobody in this world saying anything different, you know? So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing anybody. If it's somebody going to be, I will roast the person in your comment sections if they ever were to go off about like your appearance and things. I'm like, no, there is nothing And that's just me. I'm like this, who, you know, with the rest of the world, I'm like, yeah, there's just people out there where it's like, yeah, they're like that. And the funny thing is that, you know, talking about those people where it's like, okay, so let's say that is the case, right? Where, you know, there's people that's going to be judging your appearance. A good percentage, not even a good percentage, anybody that goes to your channel and that's the first thing that they want to talk about is your appearance, fam. If you were to take a good look at them, you will be happy with your appearance. I've seen some of the people that have roasted me, and I'm like, I don't know about you, homie. I'm like, I just, you know, I'm not gonna say anything judging or disrespectful unless it, you know, it gets to that point. But I'm gonna just let you, you know, live with what you want to live with, and yeah, I'm gonna be over here minding my own business. But no, it's like it's something where it's just I can't look at you and see anything different, you know, like, and this is the same Angela that I had talked about in the like first season, I believe, of my pod. It was the first or second season, but if you go all the way back, this is the same Angela. So back when and I think I had mentioned it once before, and I'm mentioning it again. But no, I had a crush on Angela when we were in school. Like, I remember when she got introduced into the classroom, and my friends, they seen me like staring at her and stuff, and they were legit laughing, because it was honestly like something out of a movie. Like, you know, like that music starts playing in the background, and then you just see like lights shining on that one particular person, and they were like legit laughing. I'm like, fam, y'all can laugh all you want, I do not care. But anyways, but as the time progressed on, it was like, hey, yo, like, she's a super chill person. Because when I remember when I had very first got into YouTube, and she was like, if she wasn't one, she was the one and only person to really show support towards my content creating career. So like, that's why somebody like her, you know, you gotta keep them like close. You gotta always keep them in your circle and stuff, because no, it's somebody where it's like, you seen me start all the way from like the base level of content creating. You seen me be this kid that was doing videos off of a iPod Touch, digital camera, iPad. You seen this kid that was putting, like, honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, like, I was putting out some horrible content back then. Content where it's like, I try to do a style of it today, but in a better, like, fashion, I guess, you know. But no, like, you seen me at like literally my lowest when it came to content creating, and you still showed support. Like, that's something that you can't forget. That's something where it's like, it could be years from now where it's like, if we haven't talked, if we had lost connections, whatever the situation is, I still would show love and support to you, because I feel like that you have such a big impact when it comes to me and content creating. Like, I can't like have a content creating career without like you being one of the like not founding people, but just one of the like support beams, I guess, you know, to just keep me like elevated in the air and stuff. Like, you kept my like my hopes high and things. Like, she's definitely somebody where it's like, you know how like David Dobrik, he was doing the videos where he just randomly walk up to his friends, or even on some Mr. Beast stuff where it's like, you just randomly walk up on your friends, you just give them a brand new car and stuff. Like, nah, with her, it's like brand new car, house, freaking a business starter. Is that a such thing as a business starter kit? I don't know. It sounds like that's something that you could go potentially buy somewhere. I don't know if you get it online or if you just walk. They don't have no business stores, huh? Like, you can't, like, they ain't like no business store. Like, it's like a Macy's, but instead of clothes, it's like business things, you know. It's like Lowe's or something, but it's business. What could you possibly buy? Like some cards, maybe, like some office stuff. Like, no, I don't know. But overall, though, like, jokes aside, nah, she's somebody where it's like, if she were to come to me and say that she wanted to start a business, I'm like, hey, tell me the location. I'll do my best to buy what I can out there. What else? Yeah, I'm like, I sit up with you the whole night, coming up with names, ideas. I will market that stuff. If you need me to wear a t-shirt, hat, pants, sneakers, whatever, a suit and a tie, promoting your business. That's somebody where it's like, that's like a ride or die friend, pretty much. Like, it's one of those like best friends where it's like you don't realize it until you actually sitting down thinking like, this is one of my best friends. Like, I can't really, I don't know. Like, it's, again, not trying to sound weird, but at the same time, it's like, I really don't see a career or even, a life without having a friend like this in your life and stuff. So, no, she's somebody where it's just, she's an all around, like, I know that's one thing that I'll say, that it's like nobody in this world is perfect, but I feel like if there is anybody in this world that, has that image of perfection and just overall, like, one of those people where it's like you can look up to them, whether it's somebody that you idolize or a friend that you need advice from or just, ideas, whatever the situation is. But yeah, she's just one of those friends where it's like, nah, if there is anybody that I can credit, and I know there's a lot of times where people are crediting family, other friends, whoever it is, like, it's just, with her, I'm like, that's the one person I have to credit, because I'm like I said, I'm like, you've seen me at literally like the base level of when I became a content creator all the way up until now, where it's like I have multiple YouTube channels, a podcast, other social media accounts, Twitch streaming and stuff, like, and then I'm, and I sit down and I think about it, I'm like, this ain't even, where I want to end things off at, like with content creating, like, there's still so much more to do. Like, I'm probably gonna be if there's anything, I'm probably gonna be a content creator all the way up until like my old elderly days and things, until I feel comfortable with retiring. But even then, I'm still going to give out advice, and that's one thing where it's like, I guess, like, when that day does come where I am an old man and there's people coming to me for advice, like, if content creating is still a thing at that time. And maybe it is, maybe it's not, but let's just say, for this scenario that it is, like, if people were to approach me and be like, like, hey, such a big fan of your work, is there any advice that, you can give me? I'm like, find a friend like Angela. And they're gonna be like, who's Angela? Then that's what I feel like, bruh, that sounds like the start of a movie or something. I'm like, it cuts to like high school me graduating and stuff, thinking I'm gonna do some military things, and then no, just get into content. Or no. Actually, no. Prior before that, like, I start high school, end up becoming good friends with her and stuff, and then just all throughout, like, no, that's like one of, like I said, that's like a like best supporting friend in my little award show and stuff. Nah, she's winning that every single year and stuff. So, but yeah, like, I'm trying to think, what are some other good things I can say about her? It's like, like, it's somebody where it's just, you don't realize you got a good friend until you actually are sitting down and talking to her and stuff. There's like, that's one thing where I'm like, I wish like my podcast was like big enough to where it's like, it becomes like a legitimate like business and things, because she has to be like co-creator. Well, I mean, I'll give her that title anyways, like co-creator, because if it wasn't for her, I think I had thought about creating a podcast prior beforehand, but I didn't go through with it. But she gave me the idea, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, let me go ahead and start up a podcast. And yeah, then that's how this came about and stuff. So it's one of those things where it's like, like I say, like, you don't realize you got a good friend until you're sitting down and you thinking about it, and you're like, wow, like, I really got a good friend and stuff. So yeah, man, like, we all need an Angela in our lives and stuff. Not like the Angela from The Office, but the Angela that I went to school with and stuff. Somebody where it's like, you see like a lot of like just going through like school, and then you see how many people you like when you go into school, and how many people you're friends with all the way up until like afterwards, and you see how many of them are like not there, like y'all are still like social media friends, but the last time y'all talked was like, it's all the way, it's like, I'm trying to think, like Barack Obama was still in office and things, just starting up his second term and things, and what other stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like, it's the last time you talk with some of those guys. And then even there's times friends like long before that, where it's like other friends, it's like last time you talked with them, you know, freaking, I'm trying to think of like some other situations, and like George Bush was in office. There's people that I talked to where it's like George Bush was still in office, you know, and I'm like, it's crazy and stuff. So yeah, it's like, but to have it where it's like, you know, you haven't been through like all these like different, you know, times of your life, but you still got like good friends that are there. It's just, you know, yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a blessing, you know, it's a true legitimate blessing and stuff. So you know, I like I said, like we all need a friend like Angela. So it's like, if y'all got that friend, just go, you know, tell them like how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, how much you just overall like anything possible to just really show like your true, you know, loyalty, I guess, to this friend and stuff. Because yeah, Angela, she's somebody it's like, nah, like I say, the day she ever does become a content creator, any battle that she is going through, I'm like, fam, I am making time. I am pushing meetings back. I am whatever it is, whatever it takes. I'm like, nah, she's somebody where it's like, we gonna go through this together, all right? So, but anyways, but she's not one of those people where it's like, that's the thing where it's like, she's not one of those people that start problems. So I know automatically right off jump that whoever it is, they the ones that started it. She's one of those friends, all right? So anyways, but yeah, and that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. I ain't gonna do none of the promo stuff and things. I wanted this episode to just be solely dedicated to my actual true dedication of, you know, something that is for a friend, and it ain't like, so I got distracted in that video and just started talking. I mentioned her sometimes, but I felt like with this, I'm like, yeah, this is overall what you know, this need to be, where it's like I'm actually showing love and support to my friend Angela and stuff. So, but anyways, Angela, you are loved. You are greatly appreciated. Always. That'd be something that I will tell you every single day if you need to hear it. But anyways, yeah, and that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and peace.